Those Disney bathroom selfies got y'all real upset, huh? Saying, oh, Lily, you can't take selfies in the bathroom. It's not appropriate. There's also talk of me getting sued for my bathroom pictures at Disney. As far as I know, I am not getting sued, and I don't expect to because I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, we're investigating this. We do not tolerate men or boys in women's and girls' restrooms.
Well, that didn't take long at all, did it? Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Incogn. Also, two quick things before we get into this video. Yes, I currently am sick. I have a head cold. That's why I sound like a prepubescent teenage boy. And yes, I have taken a metric ton of medication and decongestants. Decongestants? That sounds incorrect. Anyway, I have taken many medications in order to be functional enough to film this video. I'm sorry I sound like a prepubescent teenage boy. I am trying my best. Spent so much of the day like, The other thing I quickly want to note relates to the pre-sale orders that many of you have placed with relation to my tea blends, the new tea blends. The good news is that those are actually going to be to me by Friday, which is really exciting. Obviously, give me a couple of days to get everything situated to start posting all of those to you because I have to unpack everything and do all the bits and pieces. And if you got an email about this today or in the next couple of days, because I just sent out an email, ignore that because the dates on that are wrong. I had an update from my guy this morning. Big thank you for how patient all of you are. So many things went wrong with this order. So I'm really excited that it's all coming finally, and I'm gonna start shipping everything to you guys very soon as I get it. So once again, big thank you. You're all just wonderful, lovely people. If you've emailed me about this in the last week and I haven't yet gotten back to you, just bear in mind that I am dying and it's just me who answers emails. So yes. So here we are at the end of June and the world might actually be ending, but I don't want to think about that because if I allow my brain to go there and to consider all the potential possibilities, I might go mad and possibly get more piercings or a tattoo. Who's to say? So today we continue the ongoing saga of Lily Tino, and I know some of you are probably thinking, but Sydney, I would like a break. I would like a break from Bizarro World. I would like to get off the Hell Gondola. But here's the thing, Tim, there's no breaks for me, so there's no breaks for you. I don't make the rules. I just steer the Hell Gondola. To date, if you have been following along, I have already posted 2 additional videos about Lily Tino on this channel, which I will link in the description box, that basically go over what has been going on so far and what has led us here. What has been going on is trauma. Lots and lots of trauma. But to quickly recap for those of you who aren't familiar, and honestly count your blessings for that, Tino is a trans-identified male who continually upsets people online for a multitude of reasons, including, but not limited to, going into restaurants, harassing waitstaff, getting misgendered, because, I mean, like, how could you not? And then trying to get free meals from said misgendering, talking about serious sex reassignment surgeries while children are present, and using food to illustrate these surgeries. Skinwalking as children's entertainer, Miss Rachel, making OF content on Maine, and going into women's bathrooms and making women very uncomfortable.
Trans women are the best at sports. I have been misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants. Trans women aren't women, then is this big croissant not a croissant? Hi friends! Today we're talking about something super cool called pronouns.
Ah! It's like a laundry list of nope. The last time we spoke of Tino, the TikToker had gone on a fun journey to Disney World. Once again, why an adult male is going to Disneyland alone, I do not know, but we won't think too deeply about this one, lest we want to feel sadness inside. Anyway, during the visit, Tino made a series of inflammatory rage bait videos, but the 2 that matter today revolve around Tino using the women's bathroom, which we know happened because Tino posted a video about it.
Made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. I know Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess, but I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound. Think, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up, and it was fine.
Tino also posted a series of photos inside women's bathrooms at the amusement park, rating each one, I guess, for their trans friendliness. I genuinely do not know why there is this preoccupation that persists with the place that you go to pee. I am beginning to think this is a form of mental illness in and of itself. Once again, very on brand. But if there was ever going to be an on-brand moment that I would support, it's protecting yourself from data brokers, which is why today's video is sponsored by Incogn. Have you ever gotten a call like this? Hello, Sydney. You've won $100 billion. Please give me access to your bank account so I can get it to you. Or a text like this. Hello, Sydney. This is USPS. We lost your package. Please click this link so we can find it for you. But I didn't send a package! If the answer is yes and you do get spam calls and texts, then unfortunately your private information is probably out there on the internet somewhere, being traded by data brokers. The alarming thing about this is that these data websites create detailed personal profiles and then publish them online for anyone to see. So it is because of this horrible practice that I can't believe is legal that I 1000% recommend Incogn. Incogn reaches out to data brokers on your behalf and requests that they remove your personal information. Incogn also deals with any objections and keeps scanning these sites on your behalf and reissuing takedown notices if your information pops back up. Which it does and can do because they can keep re-adding you. God, I hate data brokers so freaking much. And thankfully, it is wildly easy to use. You create your account, give Incogn the right to work for you, and then sit back and watch the magic happen. Since making my account, Incogn have completed over 1,000 removal requests for me, which is absolutely insane. And now, very excitingly, they offer custom removals too. This lets you request a removal from any data broker site not already in Incogni's system, and from websites where they can legally request a removal. So if you too want to protect your private information and fight the evil data brokers, then click the link in the description or go to incogni.com/Sydney. And don't forget to use code Sydney to get 60% off an annual plan. Obviously, and unsurprisingly, these actions really bothered a lot of people, your girl here included, to the extent that it kicked off an entire online discussion where Tino was once again accused of being a fan of the playground and being overall really creepy in general. One small TikToker also claimed to be present in one of the photographs that Tino posted in the women's bathroom and said that she was looking to take legal action with relation to the matter.
Anyway, I'm scrolling and guys, look what I noticed. Boom. There I am. I personally am going to try to seek legal advice about it because I don't know what else was taken without my permission. Like other photos that may not have been posted because I don't know what else was taken in there while it was supposed to be a private area when it was supposed to be somewhere that I should be able to just, do what I need to do and feel safe doing so.
Because, fun fact, you can't take videos or pictures of people in bathrooms or locker rooms or whatever in the state of Florida. That's where Disney World is. My stupid sick brain can't remember if I already told you guys that, so it's in Florida. Anyway, here is why we are talking about this absolute weirdo once again. The Attorney General of Florida, a man called James Uthmere, you guys know, I'm not good at names, I'm sorry, announced on Benny Johnson's podcast on June 23rd, 2025, that an investigation into Lily Tino was in full swing.
This is a transgender influencer. This seems to be first off, you shouldn't be allowed to film inside of bathrooms. It seems really creepy. But then here in Disney, it's extra layers of creepy and wrong. Is there anything happening from a state level on this topic?
Yeah, we're investigating this. We do not tolerate men or boys in women's and girls' restrooms, gyms, private spaces, no tolerance. We're investigating this one. We've already cracked down on some gyms in South Florida. They were allowing people that identify as women to go into women's locker rooms. We put them on notice that legal action was coming. Thankfully, they changed their ways. It's amazing we have to have these conversations today. But here in Florida, we believe there are two sexes, men and women, and we are going to protect our girls at all costs.
Yes, Lily Tino is being investigated by the state of Florida. Maybe I do believe in angels after all. Now, because I know you guys, I know some of you are probably thinking,
I don't believe you.
and you know what? I had the same thought, because there's lots of politicians who go on people's shows and they say things either in the heat of the moment or they exaggerate in some way. And so when I initially heard this, I thought, okay, well, what are the veracity? What are you even saying right now? What is the veracity of this claim? So I just so happen to know somebody who works for the Attorney General's office, and I reached out to that person and I said, what is going on? Are you actually investigating? And this person responded and they said, I can't give you any more details other than what's already been said, but yes, I can confirm we are in fact investigating. And I was like, can you give me any more information than that? And this person was like, no. And I was like, okay, okay, well that sucks. I guess I'm not one of those special people that gets to have any goss. Bright side, silver lining, at least the confirmation is there. They are in fact investigating Lily Tino. Normally too, I would wait for more information to come out, but when I asked this person as well, what's the timeline of information on this, they said, I'm not giving that to you either. So I wanted to just tell you about this and maybe we can cover it as it unfolds, because I am excited about the fact that Creepy McCreeperson might actually be stopped from being creepy. Now, like I mentioned in my last video about this topic, there are two potential laws that Lily Tino has broken here. The first is actually a newer piece of legislation that expects people to use the bathroom that corresponds with their sex. The other, and this is the one that I imagine that they'd pursue if this actually ever goes to court, is a statute that prohibits unauthorized photography in settings where people expect a reasonable degree of privacy, such as restrooms. This is a felony and comes with up to 5 years in prison and or a $5,000 fine. And honestly, reading through this, it's quite clear about what's legal and what's not in bathrooms and locker rooms and other private settings. So Tino, you done goofed. Guess there won't be a lot of time to complain about being misgendered in prison. One of my favorite things about this entire situation is how in one of the videos that Tino posted, Tino's like, well, I don't know what the laws are in the state of Florida, but I'm gonna use the women's bathroom because I am a woman. And the state of Florida turned up and was like,
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
on account of that marshmallow wand that you're trying to get rid of. Yeah, women don't have those. So this situation, at least on the surface, seems pretty cut and dried. Tino, a male, went into a female bathroom, which is against the law, and then took pictures of women in the bathroom, which is also against the law. But the truly interesting thing is that since doing all of this and royally upsetting the internet, Tino has taken not an ounce, not a singular morsel of personal accountability. In fact, Tino is very committed to mocking this situation at every given opportunity. In one very sarcastic TikTok, Tino mocks the situation while pretending to be a woman with her child, going into a bathroom where Tino is present.
I am suing Lily Tino for emotional distress. Last week, I was in Disney World in the women's bathroom with my child. And when I walked into the bathroom, there was Lily Tino taking pictures in the bathroom mirror. And she turned to me and said, hey, let me get your face in this picture. And I said, no, thank you. But then she took the picture anyway of me and my kid. And I felt this really weird feeling. And I looked down at my kid and my kid got turned into a corn dog. Lily Tino turned my kid into a corn dog.
In another video, Tino addresses various rumors and accusations and actually acknowledges a petition going around to remove the box-dyed menace from TikTok.
Those Disney bathroom selfies got y'all real upset, huh? Saying, oh, Lily, you can't take selfies in the bathroom. It's not appropriate. Well, let me remind you that literally every celebrity you've ever enjoyed on screen has at one point taken a bathroom selfie. For example, and it's not just celebrities. Any woman you ever meet has likely taken a photo in a public bathroom.
And of course, our noodle-haired weirdo smugly claims that there are no lawsuits currently pending against the TikToker.
There's also talk of me getting sued for my bathroom pictures at Disney. As far as I know, I am not getting sued, and I don't expect to because I didn't do anything wrong.
All of this on its own clearly made people even angrier. But honestly, this is Lily Tino's way. This is the way that this person does things. things. Each time the TikToker has been called out, the response has been to deflect blame and play the victim. But this time, our TikToker friend sealed this rage in stone. I don't know if that's a phrase, but it is now. After posting a series of rage bait photos at Disney, claiming to have made it trans. So clearly, and I know I'm a broken record at this point, this is a person who enjoys getting a rise out of people, especially when children are involved. Red flag alert! Now, obviously, Lily Tino is just one weirdo in a sea of weirdos. But this is also a person who has demonstrated time and time again that asserting dominance and making women uncomfortable is actually the objective. Which is why Tino has already made so many videos about women's spaces and especially in women's bathrooms. And it honestly isn't too surprising to see these smug responses to all the drama. Tino is enjoying this because this is what the TikToker is setting out to do. Not to mention, the traction this particular weirdo has gotten highlights that these people thrive from the chaos that they create, and Tino has certainly been a master at creating that chaos. In a recent live stream, Tino argued that being on the receiving end of legal action would actually be a good thing because it would draw more attention to the trans community. Yeah, in a way that makes people want to exterminate it.
And if truly that happened, right? If truly they wanted to say it was against the rules for you to take bathroom selfies, that will ultimately be a good thing. You said not like that I'm happy to be in trouble that way, but this is what it is being an advocate. Okay, this is like my goal in taking those pictures was to normalize trans women using the women's room.
But sure, I also agree that intimidating women and children in bathrooms will certainly draw attention and get people talking. Just maybe not in the way that you want. Funnily enough, Tino's behavior and desire to point everything, good or bad, back to the trans community is why some trans creators have started calling the TikToker out, saying this is a person doing nothing good for fellow trans people. Now, for me, I have already articulated my thoughts on Lily Tino a little bit in the other videos that I've made about this, so I'm going to try not to go over old ground here. But I will say, and I guess reiterate, this is a person who has absolutely no regard for others. This is a person who clearly goes out of their way to upset other people, and this is a person who has absolutely no interest in doing the right thing by women. And importantly, this is a person who is very, very entitled. And I mean, ultimately, Lily Tino's behavior is going to continue like this unless people stop watching, stop donating and funding Tino, or Tino does something that actually legally crosses a bunch of lines and gets arrested. So in this case, while I am very interested that an investigation has apparently gotten underway, I don't obviously know what the net result of that will be, but I do hope that there is a net result. Florida has already demonstrated that it will enforce its laws on this specific issue, as other trans-identified males have been arrested and fined for going into women's bathrooms and facilities and whatnot. So really, I am very interested to see what happens in this particular situation, and honestly, this is going to sound kind of bad to some of you. I am very much looking forward to seeing some of the smugness sucked out of Lily Tino if this investigation actually does something, if it actually goes somewhere. So in the end, from here, I guess we are all going to be snuggled up together as we watch how this massive car crash unfolds. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Incogn using the link in the description. I love Incogn, I genuinely use them, and if you're like me and you are icked out and worried about the data broker side of things, this is absolutely something worth looking into and worth subscribing to if this is an overall concern. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you surprised that Lily Tino has ended up in this situation? Do you think that this investigation is going to go anywhere? Do you think that it's just, you know, some political people saying some noise and nothing's going to come of it? Do you think that this is a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it taking things too far? Or is it not taking things far enough? What do you think of Lily Tino's response to all of the criticism for the initial bathroom incident in the first place, and what you generally make of this issue overall. As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you are not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I really like hearing your feedback. Of course, and as always, I hope you wonderful little flower people stay very safe and well and make good choices, because they are important. And I will see your pretty faces in the next video.